First of all, my name is Roy Wassup. I grew up in Seattle, Washington.
Mr. Jab Nash. What's up, brother?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
My name is Kylie Hampton. I also go by Killa or Kai. I was born and raised here in Seattle, really Renton, Washington.
Me and my 4 youngest siblings end up moving in with my dad's mom.
So, on this show, we like to talk about sports, obviously, but we've asked almost everybody about the,
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. We've asked almost everybody about, who their top 5 NBA guys coming out of Seattle are.
Oh,
Yeah.
about
What?
to give you that question.
I was gonna say, top 5 NBA guys out of Seattle
Yeah,
were
so,
like
you know,
big
Washington?
athletes.
Yep.
Washington, yeah.
I
straight
got
outta-
connects with Tacktown too, so I got.
Yeah, Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Okay.
Just the
All
whole
right.
Pacific Northwest. Your top 5 guys
Oh man.
coming out of the town, man, who's made it to the league. Talk about it. Tell us your top 5.
Oh man.
And I know we putting you on the spot,
Right.
but we do it to a lot of people. Trust me.
Can I talk about some stuff before we get to it?
Go ahead.
So look, hey man, basketball has been my life. Like, I started off. My dad had Seattle Vibe AAU team that started off, who had like Ryan Anderson, who played at Beach, Walter Washington. Shout out to Wally Soul Food. All the guys that are older, my dad started a team with them, and he had like the best kids. But this was when Rotary was still there. But then my dad had Seattle Vibe, so they actually Rotary was our rivals. And so we would compete with Rotary, and I was playing up. So my dad made me play with the older kids. And this is when we're playing against like T. Will. We're playing against like Cheatham, big homie Cheatham. We're playing against D Black. I think Black played for my dad's team actually. So I grew up around, like when I saw him, I grew up around all this the basketball stuff. I grew up around it and in it. And so
And your family.
yeah,
You know what
my
I mean?
family and my grandfather got drafted to the Sonics. He's in the Hall of Fame at Seattle U, Najee Ladd. So, but my dad started in the AAU team. Really, that's what got me really connected with everybody we're seeing today.
Yeah.
And then he met up with Gary Ward, who had Iceman, who's now Northwest Panthers, Avery Bradley, and those guys out there at Darnell. Shout out to Tacktown. And they came together actually and made a team and called it Ice Vibe when we were in Yakima. And that was a team with Isaiah Thomas, Ryan Anderson, Emeka Iweka, who played at Rainier Beach at the time, who was nice, Ernie, Vaughn Gaines, all the guys from Tacoma. So we had the best players from Tacoma and Seattle. And my dad and Gary Ward, to be honest with you, are the kind of the guys who actually started the whole bringing these kids over here and bringing these kids over here, combine them together.
Yeah.
And then it was just us and Rotary. So I was like on the bench with Isaiah.
Right.
I was like 8, 9, and Isaiah was short. So it was like me and IT sitting at the end of the bench, and he didn't get a lot of love because he was short.
Right.
But he was nice, had a crossover, cold. He had heart, called him Mighty Mouse, named after Damon Stoudemire and stuff like that, a little nickname. And so we would compete, and we would just, every time we went out of state or whatever, we would just kill. Southern California All-Stars, beat them. All the major teams, D1 Greyhounds with the Nationals, beat those guys. And Rotary was like our rival. So it was like Ice Vibe, Rotary. And then when my team was created, it was, we had a team, and then we would go against Pepe. And that's when the rivalry started with Pepe and all those guys, and Dre Taylor, rest in peace, and Dro and Daryl, we would all go against those guys. And then we broke up and went our separate ways and all that stuff on the AAU tip. And then after that, my dad also coached Kevin Love, and he used to take Isaiah to go play with Kevin Love in Portland for United Salad.
I think I heard some stories around the city about
Yeah.
that.
So
That's
my dad was really heavy in it. Like he was heavy with a lot of these guys coming up, like IT and Ryan and all those guys. But he decided to just stay behind the scenes and just chill and not really get involved and just work and stuff. So I want to give my dad a lot of props and love for that, because I want to show him his flowers for that. He was really, really involved
Shout out to your
with the
pops.
basketball game and kept me around it, and that's how I got close with like Isaiah and all those guys and coming up. And you know, and Jamal, you know, is close to my grandfather and my family because him and my uncle Gabe, they're best friends, and Jamal used to come over all the time.
Yeah.
Like when he was at Michigan, when all this stuff, he would just come to my grandfather's house, my grandma's house, and we would chill. He would come by, say what's up. So I'm really connected with them in a way, in a personal level. I'm connected with the basketball community.
Well, you might not have to say the top 5 then, because you're deep
rooted. So that's why it's like I'm like,
damn, he just gave us a whole history lesson on the whole.
Because like I could give you I can't do a top 5, to be honest with you. I respect the game of basketball in Seattle so much, even from like coaches. Like
what you just gave us was gold, bro. That was.
I can't do it. I can't like. I would say Maul started this, like, in a way. Doug Christie, but I don't see Doug Christie like that. Like, coming up, just keep it a buck. Like, I'm going to keep it 100. I didn't see no Doug Christie. I just seen Jamal Crawford. I just seen Jamal coming down, skipping, doing the crossover. And I'm like 6'7", and I'm watching him at the old rivalry games. And we're coming out to the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. And I'm at them games, you know, and I grew up seeing my uncle play with Jason Terry, Gabe Ladd. So I'm at those games at the bottom of the rim, you know, and he played with Scalabrini at Highline, and I'm at those games with him. So, like, I grew up literally around, like, seeing Smiley play and Trey Simmons.
You went to the rivalry games and all those. I already know.
So it's hard for me to say. I just respect the game too much in Seattle. There is no, I mean, if we break it down to like 90s or maybe like the 2000s or
let's do that. Let's do the newer era, because I know you got ties. So let's say within the last 5-10 years. So yeah, the 10s and 20 era. Yeah, 10s and 2010s, 2020s. Who would you say is your top? Or actually, we could just keep it.
So
just 10 years from now, I guess.
So it's still kind of hard to do that.
I mean, it's only like a few from that era, right?
You got Pepe. He was cold. He touched me. I grew up playing football and basketball against him.
Watching him and Tone battle.
Tone played his first. I think Tone. Shout out to Tone too and his family. I think he played his first AAU game playing up was against us. He played for Rotary, and I'll never forget. He came. They threw him in the game, and then I think I was guarding him, and we were just like. He's like, for real, like we was at Salvation Army Center in West Seattle, and we was just like, what's this little dude? Like, who's this guy? He's small, he's bald, like a little low cut, and he came in and hit a 3 from the corner, and we was like, oh, this little dude he's gonna be nice.
Lefty.
That's how I met Tone. That's how I was introduced to Tone. But yeah, Pepe, Tone, my cousin Mike Ladd, Reggie Moore. Shout out to him. He's doing his thing with Sky Blue. All respect to that. Who else? Man, I'm missing some people. I was cool. I'm not like, you know, I'm just saying I was cool. I wasn't like the top player, all this stuff. I was more like a tweener, like a defender and slasher, and I could score, rebound, defend, and all that kind of stuff. Average a double-double and stuff like that. But also Aaron Dotson, who was my boy. He was nice. We were talking about the 2010, 2009. My cousin Naeem Ladd. It's hard. Like I said, top 5. I ain't gonna lie. You got Elijah
family,
You know, you got I got family. I got you know, my cousin Mike Cole. He could play in the league right now, and let's keep it 100 with you. He had some opportunities. Remember, I lived with him. We lived together at Wazoo. I was there when Lala was born on campus. You know, I was playing football, left practice, went to the hospital. He had Lala. So, like, me and him had a close experience. And so, and Sharice, his wife, shout out to her, you know, he was cold. Like, there's a lot of guys that didn't make it that were cold, that Mike just chose not to. He could have went. So like, and Reggie was cold too. We grew up battling against each other because my grandpa used to have training clinics at Aki. So we would have training sessions. He would have us dribble the ball from Skyway to Rainier Community Center, shoot, and then we would have training sessions certain days at Aki, and then we would have to go one-on-one. We would do dribbling lessons, and then he would make us go one-on-one, and I was always the youngest. That's what people know. I'm young, so going against Reggie and those guys were a little more skilled, and I always had that chip on my shoulder, so I would always go at them too. And so that's how we kind of met. But like I said, it's too many ties. Like, and then the young guys, I would say shout out to Paulo and shout out to Khalil Shabazz and all these guys that are making it and making a name for themselves and doing their thing. I respect them too. I have close relationships with those guys in a way too. I trained Khalil and his brother at one point when I was doing the whole skill thing in strength training. We used to train at Rainier Community Center in the summers and stuff like that. So, you know, I can't really say, I don't want to really give a top 5. You know, I just, you know, every generation and every year is kind of hard for me. There's a lot of guys that sacrifice, and a lot of these kids that have talent.
And not to cut you off, bro, but all them names you just said, look how blessed / spoiled we are, bro, to get all that. Yeah. Like, that's right in our backyard. We got to watch that growing up and see all that. And your family ties, like,
bro, it's,
you know what I'm saying?
Seattle is like the mecca. Like, when I was coming up playing AAU, when we used to go on these trips and stuff, when we was playing against Memphis War Eagles and we was going to nationals, they used to look at us, to be honest with you, it was like, Seattle, like, fuck you, like, you're weak. Like, it was like, you guys are bums. Like, that's literally the reaction we got when we were traveling.
Because of location.
Yeah.
That's
like,
the only reason why,
is there black people there? Like,
right.
I'm like, okay.
On,
and then, so that, I think that also is the reason why we started to gain that name, because we wanted that respect. And so it became like a whole respect thing. And then, you know, and yeah, Jamal helped, but we had to keep something going. We started to get that buzz out, and then certain guys started getting looks and scholarships and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Seattle is a blessing, man. I had like I said, shout out to Paulo, you guys. I had Paulo 8th grade. I coached him at Rotary with Dro. Shout out to Dro and the whole Rotary, man, for doing what they're doing. And Brooks, Dominique Brooks, those are my guys. We all grew up together. So I respect all of them. I give them their love. So I coached Paulo, man. I'll never forget. It was him, Paulo, Shane the Whale, and Nolan that plays at Gonzaga. Shout out to Nolan doing this thing to me, and Shane, who was with my boy Jamal Williams at UNLV. And I'll never forget, man, I put Paulo at the point. We were playing in the CP3 tournament. And I put Paulo at the point. Shane, I put Nolan at the 2 because he's a scorer. And he's smart. So personality-wise, he can adjust. And I put Shane at the 3 because he's long. He can guard, but he also could push the ball up. And, man, boy, when I did that, man, that's when I seen Paulo and them guys. That's when I seen those 3. I was like, oh, yeah, these guys, these kids are going to be special. These kids are going to be special. I think we played, like, Paul Pierce's team. We played Juwan Howard's team, and we really went to overtime both games. And we got invited to work out with Chris Paul and a personal workout and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I seen it early, man. Like, these kids are on a whole different stratosphere now. They're taking, like, what we did and all that stuff to a whole different level, and I love it, man.
I feel like not just Seattle, and even though our podcast and we talk about Seattle a lot, we're just the whole Pacific Northwest. But I feel like we still, as far as hoops go, still don't get our respects.
Really?
I feel like that.
We get it, man.
You think so now?
Because the reason why
I think now we get it, bro.
I think they see us now. I think they see us now. I don't think they really. You know what I mean? Like, all the history he just gave, I don't think nobody really knows about that.
No, I think I think now we get it. The reason why I think now we get it, because when I was coach, I coached high school ball for like 4 years. I won a state title, and then like through my process of coaching, I still miss coaching and I want to go back, but I talking to college coaches. So when you're doing the recruiting process, we're talking to all these D1s. You get the sense and word from them, like, oh yeah, we are respected, because you got schools like in Boston and the East Coast, they're scraping to find. They want kids from here, but they don't have no connection. And then once you mention Seattle, when I was doing some recruiting, I was at SU as a grad assistant with Cam Dollar. As a volunteer grad assistant, I was doing some of the recruiting. And I would call schools like Monteverde and all these other schools. And the first thing I would mention Seattle, they were all ears. Every time I mention Seattle, every college coach I talk to, you mention Seattle, is like, oh, Seattle, like, yeah, we got to get this kid. Like, where is this kid? And for me and Mike, was at Foster. We had D1s coming to Foster High School. Foster had never had D1 schools coming. And that was based off of relationships. But when you mention Seattle, the schools, it's literally like they start flocking. Like, they're like, wow, we got to go check them out.
Well, I'm on the outside looking in, so that's just what I think. But you probably know more, so that's what's up. I'm glad they know now.
Bro, it's a whole nother level, I'm telling you, especially with the Paulos, like I said, and these guys. Shout out to Noah, shout out to the PJ and all these kids too, man, that folks forget about. Like, there's some talent out here, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. For sure. Yeah, it's really on the, man, we're up there with New York. We're up there with Cali. We're up there with
Always
Texas.
have been, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like now they see. But the respect,
Yeah. Now they see, and the respect level is a whole different level. Yeah, for sure.
Flip the bell up. So here, breathe in. feet together, my core is tight. My head chin is up, straight. In reverse. Alright, try this. Breathe. Tight. Stay balanced. Keep your body tight.
So, talk about your experience going to Africa. What part of Africa did you go to?
Oh yeah.
So, man, first of all, I want to say thank you to my girl. I wouldn't have to do that trip without my girl. She's amazing. We flew in to London, and we flew to
Bonjour.
yeah, London's a vibe, by the way.
Bonjour.
Fashion wise and vibe.
Yeah.
London's a vibe, and I want to go back and stay longer. But we flew into Cairo and stayed like a little Airbnb by a pyramid, and then we flew into Luxor, and that's where we were. We were in Luxor, and that's where we stayed at. And Egypt is an amazing experience. It's nothing like here. Like a lot of the stuff that's going on out here on a political level, and it's not really even allowed out there. Like some things that you can do out here, no, you can't even say certain things. You can't even kiss in public out there. Also, they don't have no police officers with guns ready to shoot you out there. It's all love, and there's no street lights. Like you driving, there's no lights at all. Everybody's just driving and honking their horn the whole time. But the experience with the pyramids and all that is real. I'm telling you right now, we went to what's his name? I want to say Alexander. Forgive me if I don't get his name right now, but we went to one of the pyramids because you guys got to know the Romans came in, and the Greeks came in and infiltrated. Really, ancient Kemet really is what it is. That's what it was called before Egypt. Remember, Egypt means the land of bondage, by the way, but it's ancient Kemet before that. And so they came in and infiltrated everything and mixed everything in. So that's one thing we got to remember. So we went to one pyramid. I went to the pyramid I went to, I think it was Alexander. Man, I wish I remember his name right now. But we went in there, and my heart got real tight, my chest, my eyes, my brain got real heavy.
There was no oxygen in the pyramid?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I went in, and then what we did was we hooked up with a dude who was a professor. And so his family, because they keep things tight. So if you're connected, if your family's excavators, then you're going to be the excavator. Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? They keep everything
Got to.
within that. Yeah. And so his family he came from a family of excavators, so he kind of knew where things were. So he told me, like, yeah, you know, because Israelites and things like that. He was like, yeah, the Israelites were buried under the cement right here. But he was telling us stuff that he wasn't telling other people. Because we wanted to know the truth. Right. So he was telling us, and he would tell me, like, stand right here. I stood in the spot, and my whole spine started stinging to my brain. What? And then I would step away, and then it was no more. It was gone. So it was like stuff like that. And then when my girl we went to Hatshepsut. So Hatshepsut,
that's crazy.
She is a famous warrior who was a woman that disguised as a man to be a warrior, a soldier.
Like Mulan.
Yeah. And now you see where things are coming from. So we went to Hatshepsut's temple, and my girl walked in there. We went to a spot where they pray, where she did a prayer or something like that. And my girl started bawling, tears just crying.
Why?
Like, it's just a spiritual, like, strong energy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's reconnecting with our people and the land, and because remember the pyramids were built for a spiritual thing. Like that's all aligned with the heavens.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
actually.
mathematically they built these pyramids. That's why the Great Pyramids is a vortex. So I also knew that too. So we went to go meditate at the Great Pyramids.
Real quick, have you ever played Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot.
That's the vortex.
Yeah, so you got it. Things come together. We play it all the time. So it's a vortex. So it gives you a certain energy. You go and meditate by it, and you go around it. And if you know about it, they have one. They have them here. Don't forget, like, there's a reason why the Sedona is a vortex in Arizona. That's because there's pyramids here. And then there's a reason why they don't want us to know that we were also here.
Yeah, before.
Because the Grand Canyon is not just a canyon to go look at. There's pyramids in the Grand Canyon. So, and that also it connects to Africa. There's a whole thing that connects to Africa. We call this Mexum, and that's what they say sometimes we also are in Africa.
I've heard
If
that
you know
before.
that,
Yeah.
you just got to know it. And you know, there's just deeper stuff with that, with the Native Americans, how they signed the treaty, so they can make a deal, you know, with the slave owners and things like that to block us out, so we won't know that this actually is the land that we were here first, too. So that's a whole thing, but that's what we got to know too as a people. We got to know that we were here too. Now, there's just some things that are put in place so we won't remember, we won't know, and there's some things that was erased, but the vortex, there's in Sedona and there's a vortex in Egypt, and so you can meditate there and get the energy and stuff like that, and you know, and really tap into yourself on a metaphysical level, and you come back feeling different, thinking different, and you start to see things a little different. But yeah, that whole Egypt experience, man, is just amazing, man. We went to the banana farms. We were blessed to get on the boat. Banana farms, everything you eat there is fresh from the farm.
How long were y'all there for?
For like a week. Not long enough. 7
I was
days.
gonna say that's not long.
Not long enough,
at
man.
all.
So,
I'm adding that on my list.
man, and then go visit the Aswan. We went to the Nubian village and visit the people of Aswan, the Nubian village, you know, the Nubian people, and that was amazing. They got pet crocodiles in their living room.
Hey, yo.
The living room's like this, and then you'll have like a pet, you'll have like
crocodile?
a pet crocodile chilling. You'll have a big one in the thing, and you can just open it and go see them. And like their language is like real sacred. They
And
don't
what
really-
is-
And the
What
crocodiles are trained?
yeah, like
So,
they pull it out.
Have y'all ever seen Are We There Yet? Ice Cube.
Yes.
Remember
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they made that stop and picked up the little hitchhiker girl, and she had a pet alligator, or is that how that went? I think.
I don't remember
Do you
that part,
do
but
you
I
remember
know
the
that
scene?
part.
What?
You might have to ask
Stuff's
that as a
real,
B-roll.
man.
Or a pet snake or something.
Stuff's real, but the Nubian people, man, they're real sacred with it. Like you can't take a picture of them. Like their language, you only can know if you're really like in there.
You said you can't take a picture of them?
Yeah, they don't allow pictures. Their language is really sacred. It's like it's like not written down. It's only by memory. But they're real loving people. Like, and I start seeing people that look like people here. That's what tripped me out. I seen the lady look like my auntie, which was weird and just a trip. You go out there, bro, like they look like us.
Yeah.
Really, and then they were looking at us
Like, you
like
look like
we
me.
know who you are.
Yeah.
You need to come back. And a few people
Wow.
told us you need to come back. Told us that they said you should be here. Like it was a trip, bro. Like they're touching our hair and touching my girl's hair, and like,
Was that scary?
I mean, it was innocent, you know. It was like, but it was just like, wow, like this is a culture shock in a way, you know, coming
Okay.
from, you know, what they call America, you know, the New Jerusalem. So you know, it's definitely a experience that I would have. Definitely, people got to go. You know, for sure
Gonna
to
add that
visit.
to the
And
list.
land, it's easy to buy land. You know, take $500 out. This is what people don't know. You take $500 out here, you have 10 racks in Egypt. Like, and it's easy to buy land there. Buying land there is like buying a car here.
I'm
on top of
leaving
that.
y'all. Bye.
Yeah, so like
Catch
That's
me
why I
out
was
there.
asking you. You know, when you said you would move, you said you moved to. Was that you that said you moved to Texas?
No, that was
was-
no.
Somebody else?
That was Keisha.
That was
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Keisha.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I'm messing it up.
wrong
Look.
person.
Yeah. Because they both got K's.
been
It
a
was 2
long day.
K's. Yeah. I was like,
Nah,
you
I'm like I'll leave.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
getting
move
up
out
outta
the
here.
country. I'm.
Yeah, we
You
had
know
those
I like
talks
to
for
be on a
sure.
trip, so I'll be gone.
And they want us to come.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
it's not like
They're welcoming.
it's
So
not
for
like
all
you know,
love
like
over
here's you know the energy like here's like it's hard to work with people sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like it's just this weird
Yeah.
thing. It's like everybody wants to be seen like at the top and nobody wants to show like love, authentic love, and work together. And it's weird, especially Seattle. I see that a lot out
They
there.
call it the Seattle Code.
Yeah, out
Seattle
there.
Freeze.
Seattle Freeze.
It's
Yeah.
like, man,
Love.
man,
It's love.
the dudes like us was
It's love.
bringing food to us on the boat. Like it was no ego.
Yeah.
It wasn't no like weird vibes. Like yeah, I'm just gonna be cool. Like it was like conversative and easy and helping us with the food and helping us with this, teaching us about how to buy the land there. It's not hard. It's not like here. You got to go through a whole deal and stuff like that. It's like you just got to know somebody, have the money. All right, you want this right here? All right, let's buy that. You know, and then you can start a business there, and they just want you to have a business to help people out there. But
One thing I will say, because I worked at a credit union for a couple of years, that I did learn is that other countries, a lot of other countries around the world, they don't operate with loans like how we do. whether it be home loans or credit cards, they might have a certain system in play, but it's not the same with the interest, and it's not the same with the way they loan shark us out here.
Man.
So it might be a little different in it. And I won't say easier, but
Yeah, it's
more,
different.
more opportunities.
You just got to
to
know
do it out
people.
there.
And like I said, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything, but I'm still learning, and I want to activate and be active on some stuff like that. But I would figure I would give y'all that knowledge for what I experienced, because it's not hard. They make us think doing stuff like that and going out there is hard. It's not hard. You just got to save or whatever and get out there.
So why is it important for people to travel the world and not just stay home, like from where they're originally from?
Because life's all about experience. You feel me? You can't grow, and know certain things if you don't have that experience. So there's certain things outside of the country which I learned that we don't even have here or know here. Like the information on the pyramids or whatever. Like they give us what they want us to know out here. Mm-hmm. But if you leave, you'll start to find the truth. Not only find the truth, you'll start to figure out there's a different way to live life. Mm-hmm. It's like it opens you up, to like be like, wow, like this is different. I ain't even tripping about what I wear. I wear these J's like 2-3 days in a row. Like you go out there, I ain't worried about that. It's not, 'cause that's not who we are. That's not what this is about. It's about family out there. It's about working hard. It's about being spiritually connected. They ain't worried about what they look like. They ain't worried about what they got on. They ain't worried about all the stuff that they do here in America to blind us. That doesn't exist out there. It's all about just you. You're rich because you work and take care of your family. You're not rich because you got a whole bunch of money. So that's the first thing. When you do these experiences, when we go out, when we went to Tulum, we're with the people. It's not like we was up at the fancy hotel. Like we was with the people walking around with dogs walking by us, and we're talking to the people. Africa, same thing. We went into the villages, and it's not like we was just kicking it at this fancy hotel. Like we just living life, which is a good experience. I don't knock that. I want to do that too. Mm-hmm. But it's also good to get to know the people. Mm-hmm. So these experiences, you start to see the way America has shaped things within our mind, within our view. It's very skewed. Like it starts to your perspective starts to change when you start to experience all these things in different countries and things like that. I haven't been everywhere. I only been to like Tulum, Africa, and London for like a day or whatever. So I'm still on that journey myself. But those two places that I've been to, it showed me that I came back. Like I said, I ain't really. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about certain things that I was worried about. Right. As a man, and just in terms of how I look or my hair, I want to keep my hair right and stuff like that because I can't be looking crazy. But in terms of what I wear, I ain't really worried about stuff like that. I want to be fitted and all that kind of stuff, but that's just that's minimal. Yeah. I want to work hard. I'm like, okay. It just changes the way you look at people. It just changes the way you view your life, and it just gives you a different perspective on life itself in general, right. Even though we can do all those other things, which is nothing wrong with that. So your love and your the way you interact with people starts to change to me, because I know I interact with people differently now. I think differently, in a positive way, and I started to see that energy out there. I'm like, man, like I want to, I got to change some things then, because I'm seeing what this is really all about. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I travel a lot internationally, and I feel like the biggest lesson that I've learned each time is just like my whole perspective on reality changes. Like the stuff that I feel like is like a big problem here, I'm like, this shit's so small, and like it just doesn't matter compared to like everywhere else in the world. You're seeing third world countries, and you're seeing all these different things, and I'm like, wow, it just shifts my mind and how I view myself, and like helps me get closer to myself without like, and trying to like break down those walls and everything that I have, and it's just amazing. And I definitely feel like everyone should travel as much as they can.
Facts. And that's the thing, you talk about third world countries and all that stuff, they got us thinking it's here. You talk about third world countries, yeah, you say third world countries,
I knew you was gonna touch on that.
When you go out there, they happier than we are.
Yeah, bro,
they are.
Like they happier than we are. They ain't got no toilet, they got the hole in the ground. You know what I'm saying? They gotta go find their food. They gotta go. They got 12, you see 12, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds driving their parents around in these little cars, and their responsibility placed on them at an early age is different. Mm-hmm. Out here, it's like we're baby. Out there, you got an 11, 12-year-old driving the parents around and the grandma, taking them to work and then going to work. You feel me? Like, I also seen that too. So that kind of changed me too as a father. I like have my daughter doing certain things I probably wouldn't have done when I was younger, and I want her to experience certain things and see certain things earlier, because I'm realizing if I place that responsibility or knowledge on her earlier, then that would kind of have her, you know, move into like a different kind of energy of who she is as a woman, and, you know, and responsibility and discipline and respect and stuff like that. So seeing that tripped me out too. I'm like, dang, he's doing that. I didn't start doing that until I was graduated high school. You know, so yeah, it's a trip, man, for sure. I mean, yes, there's just downfalls and stuff like that. Like, of course, there's certain things in other countries that, you know, we can do here, and which is good, you know, which is why some people maybe fly back and forth. But there's certain things that we have that is not good. There's certain things that we have that is good in America. So not to knock like anything here, but the whole perspective on how things are seen here is definitely different for sure on a positive level. So yeah.
So we're gonna play we're gonna switch it up a little bit and play some card games with you real quick.
Oh, you playing card games?
Yeah.
What is this, 13 with it? Which one?
You know about
what
this?
What are we doing?
I feel like you might know about this.
Yeah, I feel like that would be.
I haven't played that one.
That was crazy.
I'm down to play some games.
So this is Bob in UK, BOBINUK on Instagram if you want to look him up or whatever. But this is just like you just ask the question and get a straight answer.
Excuse me. Are we recording?
Yep.
Alright. I like this, man. It's real. Like it is.
What would an ideal world look like for our people?
That's a good one.
An ideal world will look like more love and like understanding and room to grow and just be great and happy. I see, like, that's my perspective.
You said napping?
Happy.
Oh, happy. Okay, I like that. So I have this game. We'll kind of go back and forth between the games, but this one is called We're Not Really Strangers, and this is a self-reflection version. And one of them, so the question is, whose life seems most fulfilling to me, and what does their life look like?
So like talking about somebody I look up to, or
Anyone.
just like a famous person?
Anyone. Whoever's life is like, you look at their life and you're like, this seems fulfilling.
Yeah. I don't even look at it like that. So I can't even, like, I look at it like everybody's life is different.
Mm-hmm.
So the perspective of even being fulfilled is going to be different for everybody. So I don't really look to nobody and say like their life is fulfilling. I more so look at someone's life to learn and see what I can use to add to my life if I do like it, or if I do see there's some positive things going on. So I don't even think like that.
Right. Okay, well, we'll skip it. When was the last time you truly enjoyed your own company, and what were you doing?
My girl surprised me for my birthday. She took me to Forks, where they have like pure blue water.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a little cabin up there, and she knows I'm all about my peace, my mind, and I was able to just look at the ocean near Canada and just sit there and meditate all day, like 2 days straight, and it's off grid too. The location's off grid, so I didn't talk to nobody. You know, I just stayed
refreshing.
to myself. Yeah, and I needed that. So that was my last time. My birthday's June 24th, so you know, there's many other moments, but I think that was like the one big one where I loved it, man, and I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then last one from me is, when do you feel most helpful to others?
When I'm like helping like create stuff or connecting people, you know, I'm a helper. You know, I'm not the type to hold back on that. You know, if I feel the energy and the vibe, I'll help connect or reach out and, you know, try to communicate. I'm a big on communication. I do my best with keeping my word. If I say something, I'm gonna do something. I literally do it, you know. And if I don't do it, I'll literally reach out and apologize and like figure out how to reconnect. But you know, I enjoy that. I enjoy helping people and to build and support and like to just do dope stuff. Yeah.
These are like little funny questions.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
would you rather arm wrestle?
He's like, let's laugh a little bit.
Let's switch it up.
Yeah.
So would you rather arm wrestle a bear or swim in the water with sharks?
Hey, brother, I can't swim. I need to learn. So
For real?
Yeah, I don't know how to swim. So
Man.
I'll wrestle a bear.
Arm wrestle a bear?
I'll arm wrestle a bear. Or go head up with a bear.
Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you have all your teeth fall out or sneeze every time you blink?
I'll sneeze every time I blink. I need my teeth, man.
I can't even imagine.
Hell, damn.
That's
I mean, you can get veneers, I guess. You can get some fake.
good.
Okay. The last one is, would you not be able to sit down for the rest of your life or imagine your embarrassing moment every time you close your eyes?
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh man, embarrassing moment. Because I can just laugh to myself.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just funny.
Okay, I got one kind of. I like to remix it a little bit. Okay, you're in Bama. What are you grabbing? You getting in the water or are you grabbing the chair?
So look, shout out to Aquaman.
And this is saying if you could swim.
Yeah, see, if I could swim, I would have done what he did. Real talk. If I was across that boat, oh yeah, for sure.
Bro,
I'm all about.
swam all the way.
Yeah, and I'm all about protecting. Like, I ain't passive about stuff when it comes to our people. Like when we was marching out here and stuff, like I was marching. I was with, you know, walking with what's her name? I don't know, I forget her name right now.
Are you talking about
Takeda
during,
Oliver and stuff? Like I was walking with her,
you talking about during,
ready
when?
when we did the marches.
To Safeway by Beach?
Right.
All that, all the marches was going on. Shout out to Ed Hampton, to Africa Town. Like I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't the type to sit back. You know, I would have been pulling my pants up, hopping up like the homies that put up to the boat with them too.
Yeah.
So for sure, like yeah, when it comes down to it, yeah, I'm with it. So I for sure probably would have swam across that water and gave him the hands like Aquaman, or I would have found a way to get over there some other way and ran down like the brother did behind him and came and joined in for sure. The chair was a little bit too much, but it was crazy. It was pretty funny. But yeah.
I got one question for you. What is a principle we should live by to improve our financial status?
Ooh, so the financial thing is something that I've really been focused on since like COVID and up until now. I've been really serious about it. My credit's really now. I'm happy about that.
Hey.
Yeah, for sure. I would say I have an accountant who she went to Wazoo. Shout out to Nessa. She's my accountant, and then
We might need her in the future.
for sure, yeah.
Nessa,
So get
what's
an
her last
accountant.
name?
Thatcher.
Okay.
She's
I think I
cool
know her,
people.
yeah.
Like she's real cool people. Respect to her and what she's been doing for years. Her story's crazy. If you can get her on here. And my girl also helps me too as well with my credit and knowing what to do, how to make the credit better, what points, how to hit these points and all that. So I would say have an accountant, but also have someone you can meet with. I don't do it now. I have an app, Rocket Money app. My girl put me on too, but just take time to write down all your finances and stuff and plan it out and know like how much you're bringing in and how much you can potentially bring in, how much you're losing. And I did have a financial the financial person who I used to meet with, and we had this chart, and I would literally keep track. I would track everything on the chart on my laptop, and that's how I started really to get focused on that. So if you can try to get something like that going, if you don't want to do that, write your stuff down, be intentional about what you're doing, know how much is coming out, how much is coming in. If you got your girl, talk to your girl or whatever, partner up, team up. And I would say with that being said, do that because you can buy a home. So I also bought a condo, so that's why I had to discipline myself to be financially savvy in a way. And also that's another fear that we have as black men too. I know I had it. It was scary to me. Numbers, dealing with stuff like that, my financial stuff and tracking all that. I never was taught that stuff. So it was like I had to change my mind, my brain to start thinking numbers and financial stuff and discipline, keeping track of my money and all that kind of stuff. There was a fear there. So I would say, yeah, to get over those fears, just get some help and accountants and meet with people and track your stuff, write it down in a notebook, go back to it, see if you accomplished those goals. If you didn't, figure out how to accomplish those goals. And that's what I do now. I write down everything, and then I go and look at it and see what my numbers are and keep track of stuff and, miscellaneous things and all that stuff. And then I put time aside for like a date night or my daughter. I gotta have, make sure she's good, set money aside for my daughter and stuff like that. So
again, working at a credit union for a couple of years, I got some experience and some super good knowledge.
I'm learning right now.
On
Yeah,
that,
spit
man.
that. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the internet, man, that's free that you can just YouTube or Google. But I will say, I might be right, I might be wrong, but talking to a fiduciary, I think, especially when you go to credit unions, fiduciaries, not financial advisors, because those are different. A fiduciary is they're free for one, and they literally help you with the same kind of like investment strategies and things like that, but they're free. Whereas like a financial banker at like a corp or a more commercial bank is going to charge you, for every hour, give you an hourly rate. And that's for like starters, like myself or anybody else out there. A fiduciary would be great to just get some, hey, I don't know about this. I want to become more financially literate. What can I do? How do I start saving money? I feel like I'm living check to check. Whatever it is, like that's a resource you guys could do. And also, if you just walk into a credit union and just start asking questions, it's another thing that you could do to get some information for free. Yeah. That's funny, but I just watched Coming to America 2 last night. That's crazy.
Rocky Marciano was a great fighter. Taste the soup.
If you know, you know.
Why is that on point? I'm crying.
I like impersonating people with that fiduciary. See that stuff?
Yeah.
Man, that's terms that fiduciary. I've heard it, but hearing that is like
look up Dave Ramsey. I know
Dave
he's.
Ramsey.
Oh, you know
I
he's
know
yeah.
his stuff.
Bro, the whole snowball effect or whatever. The little 7 baby steps. I follow that.
Yeah. And I'm still learning in that space, so
Bro,
I'm still learning about the financial
don't stop.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's just what I've done, and I'll tap into that because I want to get that on point. That's one of my big things, the financial piece. Is like I want to get really on top of that.
Yeah, because we've been held back for a long time.
For sure.
On that level.
For sure.
You got any final words for the audience? Anybody looking on watching this video who might not be from here, or people who are from here, just people in general. Anything you want to say? It could be a quote from a book. It could be a quote from a movie, like what you were just doing, or just something from your own heart and your own mind, and just kind of giving people a word of advice to live by or to follow.
I would say, wake up and just like, when you wake up, be intentional, know why you're here, find a routine and a balance, write down your thoughts, be, be kind to yourself, be positive, be happy, but write down your thoughts and be intentional and meditate, find a routine, run, take care of yourself, because I think right now we're at a time where that's what we need right now. There's the holistic side of things, because you got to know the government's trying to monetize a lot of the holistic things too. So we got to tap into ourselves so we can heal ourselves and heal our minds and heal our bodies and heal our spirits. Really, think along those lines, especially with how the world's going. Like really try to figure out how to, be the best version of yourself, and spread that love and love your family, because life's short. Life's really short. And man, just be the best we could be, throughout our days, but really, really find that peace of mind with where we are today, and be happy with where we are, with where you are, and be grateful and say thank you. Express gratitude to the energy and to our ancestors. Give respect to our ancestors, and keep pushing through. And what you think you can do, really. I mean, it's real. It may not happen tomorrow, like that second, but if we start thinking and writing it down and being intentional, then it's eventually gonna happen for you. I've definitely experienced that. And that's it. For the people. I mean, really, just stay true to who you are as a person and make moves and take care of what you got to do and handle business. So yeah.
Y'all got anything else?
Yes, sir. Touched everything.
All right. If you want to shout out your business page and then also your Instagram for the people watching at home.
Sure. check me out, FlyAboveAthletics.com. My Instagram handle is FlyAboveAthletics with 2 S's. Catch me on IG. Feel free to hit me up, follow, support, ask questions. If you ask questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So yeah.
Sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Hope that was good.
No, that was dope.
That was
That was
dope.
great.
For sure.